the top stories. Police investigating accident at Old Road. Hospital patient in Grenada commits suicide, and at least 54 migrants die in Mexico truck accident. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Friday, the 10th of December 2021. I'm Jason Davis. Nationally, the police are investigating an accident across Old Road Bay just before 9 o'clock this morning. The driver was seen on the ground a few yards away from the overturned vehicle and seemed to be hurt. The extent of his injuries is not known, but the vehicle was badly damaged. We'll have more information on this accident as it becomes available. On Wednesday, students from the various tertiary education institutions across St. Kitts and Nevis participated in the launch of the 2021-2022 Support for the Advancement of Further Education, or SAFE, and Volunteer Corps program at the Immaculate Conception Catholic School auditorium. Providing an overview of the SAFE initiative, Assistant Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Patricia Iles Caesar, noted that the government initiative is aimed at reducing the financial burdens that come with pursuing a tertiary education.
The government of St. Kitts and Nevis has designed a number of social safety net programs to reduce the financial constraints of some of its citizens. One area in which safety nets exert a positive, significant impact is education. One such safety net is SAFE. This government-funded initiative caters to students at the tertiary level.
She also noted that recipients of the SAFE scholarship are expected to engage in the act of volunteerism. Meanwhile, Director of the Department of Youth, Pierre Liebert, explained that the services of volunteerism expected by the recipients of the SAFE scholarship will be overseen by the Department of Youth.
This is a partnership between the Ministry of Education's SAFE program, which provides assistance and support to students pursuing their tertiary education, and the Departments of Youth that takes on oversight of the volunteer aspect of the agreement as part of your sponsorship or participation in the program. And as such, each and every one of you would be members or participants serving in the Volunteer Corps program.
Minister of Education, the Honorable Jonell Powell, extended congratulatory remarks and encouraged the recipients to make the most of the opportunity to volunteer.
This is a perfect opportunity for you to develop yourselves and separate yourselves from others, to make you more marketable, to make you better trained, to take advantage of the limited opportunities. And so I urge you to take it seriously.
Minister Powell said it is also, quote, good to put on a resume. It helps to show a more well-rounded person. It helps you to stand out, and as you participate, as you volunteer within the various spheres, remember to give it your best shot, end quote. For the holiday season, the police are providing tips to protect oneself, property, and vehicle to ensure a safe season. During his appearance on ZIZ Radio's program, Policing with You, on Thursday, Divisional Commander for District B, Superintendent Lyndon David, suggested that persons can fence their property to ensure security.
Say first, that persons need to ensure that their parameters are their fencing as well. So you need to fence your premises. If you have not fenced your premises, you need to ensure that you have sufficient lighting around there. You need to have necessary security devices. Could be cameras, it could be even an alarm.
He added that persons must also ensure that windows and doors are locked before leaving home and also before going to sleep at nights. Superintendent David also encouraged neighbors to respond to unusual sounds and movement in their surroundings, as they too can become a victim. In terms of securing one's self this season, Superintendent David asked that persons not walk around with large sums of money exposed.
In terms of protecting oneself, yes, we know that we have the carnival, our festive season now at this time, so therefore we know there will be a lot of trade a lot of buying, a lot of sending. So I am just saying to persons, do not expose large sums of cash in the public. Try as much as possible to take little with you, make your orders before, or use your cards. Use your cards. Also avoid walking in lonely areas by yourself. Do not leave your vehicle parked in an area that is unsecured. Ensure that the windows and doors are locked rather than the door is closed, the window is partly down, and then someone can go and take advantage of your vehicle easily. I mean, in terms of whenever you leave the vehicle, whenever you're walking and you feel unsafe, ensure that you have your communication device. If you see a suspicious person following you, take out your phone, make a call. Make sure.
And as for ensuring the safety of one's vehicle, Superintendent advised persons to park in a secured area, not leave valuable items exposed in the vehicle, lock all windows and doors, and make periodic checks on your vehicle. In other news, students across St. Kitts were entertained and exposed to a variety of musical genres over a two-day period by Tim and the Space Cadets musical group. The experience started on Tuesday in the Bastille School Zone and ended on Wednesday in the West School Zone. Tim Kubart and the Space Cadets musical group entertained and expanded the students' musical experiences with their eclectic performances and explained some musical terms through interaction and actions. Leader of the Grammy Award musical group, Tim Kubart, noted that they visited St. Kitts as guests of the U.S. Embassy.
Yeah, we are here celebrating music, art, education, and entrepreneurship as well with a program that the U.S. Embassy in Bridgetown, Barbados.
Several of the students expressed their delight at the performances.
It was very exciting. I really enjoyed the lessons, especially tap dancing. That was my favorite one. And I enjoyed the drumming lessons, the voice lessons, and even the guitar lessons. I never learned to play any of them.
I really loved it. I never know how to do drum, neither piano or tap dance, but today I learned how to do it, and it was excitement, and I really loved it, and I hope they could go everywhere else to do things, because they is the best teacher ever.
Mr. Kubart said he hoped that at the end of the program, students will become inspired and motivated to seek a career in music.
I found the thing that I love to do by a school assembly, by someone coming and singing and making music, and so we hope that we show up and we hope there's a kid out there who says, oh, that's something that I want to do, and knowing that they can do it and knowing that they can build a career doing it as well. Or just someone who sees people who are doing something that they really want to do and be able to find it within themselves to be able to achieve that as well.
That was Tim Kubart of Tim Kubart and the Space Cadets. We now move to news on the regional scene. A patient in Grenada is reported to have jumped to his death from the second-floor balcony. A call for seeking help has been made. Christina John of GBN News reports.
GBN was informed that the gentleman, identified only as a 74-year-old male patient, may have committed suicide. Information gathered from a source suggests that the elderly man jumped to his death from a balcony at the General Hospital, where he was warded. The St. Patrick resident had been a patient at the hospital since November 24th. According to the release from the Ministry of Health, they have been in touch with the family of the deceased and will continue to provide the necessary support to them in this time of grief. GBN established contact with Minister with responsibility for hospital services, Delma Thomas, who expressed her grief at this tragedy, as the individual is a close family friend.
I'd like to express my deepest condolences to the family of the hospital victim. This is a sensitive issue for me, as I do know the family personally, and I do know the gentleman as a family friend, and so it is very painful dealing with such a situation.
Speaking to our news desk via telephone on her general view in light of this latest occurrence and other incidences of suicides and homicides in the outer parishes, the minister adds that as a society, we should not ignore the cry for help. She adds that we must look at ways to assist and identify signs that they need professional help.
The issues are always challenging to deal with in every society. While the rates of suicide here in Grenada are very low compared to most of the societies, every incident is a cause for concern, a cause for us to think deeper, a cause for us to reach out to families and friends in times of crisis, a time for us to know the signs of depression and the signs that a family member is seeking help.
From the psychological level, Minister Thomas says her ministry is equipped with professional counselors who are able to offer guidance to people dealing with depression and other psychosocial issues.
My really immediate concern are for families who have been affected by those latest incidences of suicide in Grenada, and for us to continue to work with them, let's pray for them in this challenging time.
Christelina John, GBN News.
Moving now to news on the international scene. At least 54 people, mostly Central Americans, were killed when the truck they were in flipped over in southern Mexico. More in this Reuters report.
At least 54 people have died in a horrific accident in southern Mexico where a truck carrying migrants flipped over. Authorities said more than 100 people were crammed into the vehicle on Thursday when it crashed on a sharp curve. Video footage showed the trailer on its side on a highway, with injured people splayed out on tarps on the ground. A woman held a child wailing in her lap. Both were covered in blood. Several dozen people were injured and taken to hospitals in Chiapas, which borders Guatemala. Marco Antonio Sanchez works for the fire brigade in the state.
Fortunately, the reaction from all institutions, Red Cross, firefighters, civil protection, was really fast. We hope that the people taken to the Gomez Mata Hospital, to San Cristobal, and to other hospitals will be able to recover. Some of them told us they were from Honduras, of all ages. Sadly, we already have some deaths. Right now, we are working to count and remove the corpses.
This is one of the worst accidents to befall migrants risking their lives to reach the United States. Many of those killed would have been fleeing poverty and violence in Central America. Mexico has become a common route for them to reach the US border. Many pay smugglers who illegally transport them in crowded and dangerous trucks on the long journey. Men, women and children were among those killed.
And now for the weather. Current conditions are partly cloudy with light showers and a gentle breeze of 12 miles per hour from the east-northeast. The temperature for today is 28 degrees Celsius or 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are moderate with waves of 5 to 8 feet. A small craft advisory is in effect. The weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis for today and tonight will be partly cloudy with a 60% or moderate chance of showers. Sunset today will be at 5:38 p.m., sunrise tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Jason Davis.